Swiss 90237 cleared for pushback.
Spinnaker 19908 cleared to land runway 34 right.
Brook ground Swiss 90237 ready to taxi. Swiss 90237 taxi to runway 34 left.
Brook clearance. Good evening. Saudia 1479er ready for pushback at Charlie 3.
Brook ground Spinnaker 19908 requesting taxi to the gates.
Brook Tower. Good evening. Saudia 5864 is on approach.
Saudia 1479er cleared for pushback.
Saudia 5864 clear to land runway 34 right.
Brook ground Saudia 1479er ready to taxi. Brook Tower. Good evening. LATAM 9782 is on approach. LATAM 9782 cleared to land runway 34 right. Brook clearance. Good evening. Condor 6629 ready for pushback at Bravo 1.
Spinnaker 19908 taxi to gate Alpha 5.
Brook Tower Swiss 90237 ready for takeoff runway 34 left. Swiss 90237 line up and wait runway 34 left. Swiss 90237 cleared for takeoff runway 34 left. Good evening, Berlin 5086 is on approach. Berlin 5086 cleared to land runway 34 right.
Brook ground Saudia 5864 taxi to the gates.
Saudia 1479er taxi to runway 34 left.
Brook clearance, good evening, Berlin 8069er, ready for pushback at Bravo 6.
Condor 6629er, cleared for pushback.
Saudia 5864 requesting taxi to the gates.
Brookground, LATAM 90782, requesting taxi to the gates. Brookground, Condor 6629er, ready to taxi. Condor 6629er, taxi to runway 34 left. LATAM 90782, taxi to gate Bravo 1.
Saudia 5864 taxi to gate Charlie 3.
Berlin 8069er, cleared for pushback.
Brook clearance, good evening, Europa 2349er, ready for pushback at Bravo 10. Europa 2349er, cleared for pushback.
Brook ground, Berlin 5086, requesting taxi to the gates.
Saudia 1479er, line up and wait runway 34 left.
Brook ground, Berlin 8069er, ready to taxi. Brook Tower, good evening, Jordanian 5716 is on approach. Berlin 8069er, taxi to runway 34 left. Jordanian 5716, cleared to land runway 34 right.
Europa 2349er, taxi to runway 34 left.
Brook Tower, good evening, Yellow Cab 1380 is on approach.
Berlin 5086, taxi to gate Bravo 6.
Brook clearance, good evening, Berlin 7905, ready for pushback at Alpha 4.
Yellow Cab 1380 cleared to land runway 34 right.
Condor 6629er, cleared for takeoff runway 34 left. Saudia 1479er, cleared for takeoff runway 34 left.
Brook Tower, Berlin 8069er, ready for takeoff runway 34 left. Berlin 8069er, cleared for takeoff runway 34 left.
Berlin 79er05, cleared for pushback.
Brook clearance, good evening, Spinnaker 5717, ready for pushback at Bravo 2.
Brook ground, Berlin 79er05, ready to taxi.
Spinnaker 5717, cleared for pushback. Jordanian 5716, taxi to gate Alpha 4.
Berlin 79er05, taxi to runway 34 left.
Brook Tower, Europa 2349er, ready for takeoff runway 34 left. Europa 2349er, and wait runway 34 left.
Brook ground, Yellow Cab 1380 taxi to the gates.
Brook ground, Spinnaker 5717, ready to taxi. Spinnaker 5717, taxi to runway 34 left.
Yellow Cab 1380 requesting taxi to the gates.
Brook clearance, good evening, Europa 909er, ready for pushback at Bravo 7.
Yellow Cab 1380 taxi to gate Bravo 2.
Europa 909er, cleared for pushback.
Good evening, Etihad 6022 is on approach. Etihad 6022 cleared to land runway 34 right.
Brook ground, Europa 909er, ready to taxi.
Good evening, Roger 1479er, ready for pushback at Bravo 8.
Latin 1479er cleared for pushback.
Brook Tower, Berlin 79er 05 ready for takeoff runway 34 left.
Europa 2349er cleared for takeoff runway 34 left.
Berlin 79er 05 cleared for takeoff runway 34 left.
Europa 909er taxi to runway 34 left.
Brook ground Latin 1479er ready to taxi. Latin 1479er taxi to runway 34 left.
Brook Tower, good evening. Spinnaker 3604 is on approach.
Spinnaker 5717 cleared for takeoff runway 34 left.
Spinnaker 3604 cleared to land runway 34 right.
Saudia 1267 cleared for pushback.
Brook ground Etihad 6022 taxi to the gates.
Brook Tower, good evening. Air France 6142 is on approach. Air France 6142 clear to land runway 34 right.
Brook ground Saudia 1267 ready to taxi.
Brook Tower Europa 909er ready for takeoff runway 34 left. Europa 909er cleared for takeoff runway 34 left.
Saudia 1267 taxi to runway 34 left.
Etihad 6022 taxi to gate Bravo 10.
Brook clearance, good evening. Jordanian 9721 ready for pushback at Alpha 2. Jordanian 9721 cleared for pushback.
Brook Tower Latin 1479er ready for takeoff runway 34 left.
Brook ground Spinnaker 3604 requesting taxi to the gates.
Brook ground, Jordanian 9721 ready to taxi. Jordanian 9721 taxi to runway 34 left.
Europa 1756 clear to land runway 34 right.
Latin 1479er cleared for takeoff runway 34 left.
Spinnaker 3604 taxi to gate Alpha 2.
Good evening, Germania 2297 ready for pushback at Bravo 5.
Brook ground Air France 6142 taxi to the gates.
Germania 2297 cleared for pushback.
Brook Tower, good evening. Etihad 5522 is on approach. Etihad 5522 cleared to land runway 34 right. Saudia 1267 cleared for takeoff runway 34 left.
Air France 6142 requesting taxi to the gates.
Brook ground Germania 2297 ready to taxi.
Air France 6142 taxi to gate Charlie 2.
Brook clearance, good evening. Latam 4235 ready for pushback at Alpha 1.
Germania 2297 taxi to runway 34 left.
Latam 4235 cleared for pushback.
Brook ground Europa 1756 requesting taxi to the gate.
Brook ground, Latam 4235 ready to taxi. Jordanian 9721 cleared for takeoff runway 34 left. LATAM 4235 taxi to runway 34 left.
Europa 1756 taxi to gate Alpha 1.